guess what drew me to running initially in high school, I had played a lot of team sports, and coaches changed, dynamics changed, and I was just looking for a way to release energy. And I realized I was actually pretty good at distance running. But then before I got into competitive running, I actually was anorexic for a little while in high school. And I think running helped me get my head straight and realize that I had to fuel myself, to be able to play sports. And the solitude of running, the solitude of training by myself was really what drew me to running every day and then drew me to competition. And I think now I have a really good relationship with the sport. I really like pushing myself, seeing where my boundaries are, seeing how far, I can go past them. I'm Katie O'Regan. I'm from Wyomissing, Pennsylvania. I currently live down in Lidditz. It's where we are today. And I'm an architect by day and a lot of times by night too.
So my name is Matt Lipsey. I'm from Elk County, Pennsylvania. Today we are in Lock Haven, Pennsylvania, here at the reservoir. It's actually Macklehattan. But we're doing a little run around the reservoir and up on some of the original mega trails, mega transect they called it.
My friend Andy was like, "What's that?" And it was like the creek. Rough going, and then you get the top, and it's real smooth. I think the backside.
It's on my hands and knees for a lot of escarpment too. And it worked out. What drew me to the trails was, a period of exploration when I was in school in Ithaca. Again, a lot of the solitude and exploring new things, finding places that, no one else may have ever seen. That I find that really fascinating. And then kind of in a roundabout way recently, I had a lot of health issues, just some joints breaking down, getting a little bit older, that sort of thing. And the trails are more forgiving. So I've really enjoyed training there, and I found that it has helped me on the roads as well, and it's definitely helped with longevity. I've been running competitively for probably over 10 years, and although I'm not quite at the level that some of the other runners you interview are, I feel like I have a lot of staying power, and I do have a mix of road and trails to thank for that.
There's just so many different factors with trails as compared to roads, and I think I definitely respect the guys who can just hammer on the roads, because that's just another game. But I like the different aspects of trails. You've got rhythm, changing up when you're pumping your arms and your arm swing, and you've got climbs and descents, and it's like playing road running to me was like playing a story mode game, and trail running is like when you've got like a bunch of different party games, like the Mario Party Pack, where you had all those different, there's just different, you gotta reach into your golf bag and pull out a club for the uphills, and then you're like, this isn't gonna work on the downhill, so you put it back in, you draw something else out. You gotta have a bag of tricks instead of just being able to fly, which, that's totally different, and that's respectable as well, but I don't know, I like the mixed bag,
People don't really think of Pennsylvania for trail running and mountains, but if you know where to look, there are some really awesome climbs and awesome summits and views.
So we've got a bunch of different stuff to offer here in Pennsylvania in terms of trail style. Craig Fleming and the PA Trail Dogs, they've done a lot of work, and their trails are like this pristine, I wouldn't say pristine, but they're very well groomed and kept single track. You still got the rocks and stuff you'd expect out of Pennsylvania, but then you've got stuff like the Mega, where this whole water authority owned property where people come and make trails. They start by just the Mega and stuff, they start by just sticking flags out through the woods and be like, all right, bushwhack through and follow that, and eventually it becomes what is kind of a trail, and you know it because you can see the pink flags and see where it's kind of been stamped down. So some of them are real primitive, some of them are flowy. You got chunky stuff, you have the fast track. There's just a lot to offer. There's all kinds of different styles. You just have steep climbs, steep descents, flowy, like in that hill cut, like that like roller coaster, that rhythm track or whatever. You can like pump it. And then you got stuff where you've got stuff at Mile Run and Rothrock, where you've got like, you know, the Mid-State Trail. It's just a giant ankle-biting, like dragon teeth, like rock gardens, which are, I mean, it's all fun. But so yeah, we got a little bit of everything, I guess. A little smorgasbord.
To me, BeastCoast is learning to appreciate the trails around you and nature around you, even though they may not be, you know, the highest, like craziest mountains. And it's, you know, finding technical single track. It's finding, you know, these secluded areas where you can go run or hike and really just grinding out on the trails, like finding places where you can really make it hurt. And we have plenty of that here on the East Coast.
So I go to see the trails, I go to see the community of runners, and I also want to see, you know, what's the area, like maybe the town or whatever. I like to see what all it has to offer. It's just it's a great way to explore it. And you know, you meet so many people at these things, and they're just, you know, the fortunate thing is now with Facebook is like, you know, you meet these people and like, instead of meeting them once, it's like you get to, you know, stay connected to them, and then you like, oh, next time you see them, instead of just like, oh, hey, I saw you once, like you're like, oh man, like I saw you doing this thing or whatever, you know. When I hear BeastCoast, I think it means to me just kind of the people that we have here, the attitudes and the you know, sure, the trails are rocky and that might be your first thought, but for me it's always the people in the community, and just everybody's kind of just real rugged and not really afraid to just go after it. And they're really open and great, and especially, you know, I've been up and down the coast. I haven't been to the south as much. I've been to North Carolina, which isn't quite south, but from what I've seen, it's just like just everybody's so inviting and friendly, and you know, oh, you gotta come check this out, we got these trails, and like, yeah, sure, let's drive all the way down there and check it out, or all the way up there and check it out. It's just, I like the spur of the moment attitude that people have, so.